a little way too early season predictions for the Cleveland Browns. I'm keeping this broad because we're at a very broad point. We're at 90 plus people on the roster. We're at rookie invites, but there's some stuff that came out in the news that I think validates us talking about that right now. And that is, in 1 week, we get the official schedule coming out. So here is what the opponents are, home and away. So we've got the Bills, Green Bay, Dolphins, Vikings, 49ers, Titans, and then, of course, the AFC North rivals at home. And away we play the Bears, Lions, Raiders, Patriots, Jets, and the AFC North teams. And that is what the schedule is looking at this current time. But there was something else that came out news-wise that made me think this might actually make sense. And I'm not taking full credit. This was Erik's idea to go in the show, first of all. But this is what validated it for me. So there is a Warren Sharp who does a lot of data analytics surrounding football and sports in general. And instead of going based off of strength of schedule compared to, your normal last season record, he did it based on the betting odds for the team and moves and all of that has gone on. And going off of it this way, the Cleveland Browns have the second hardest schedule in the NFL for the 2025 NFL season. So I open the floor to you guys. You guys are a bit more optimistic than I am. What do you see happening with the Browns? Keep it loosey-goosey. Talk about who you think is going to start week 1 quarterback-wise and who's going to start week 8 quarterback-wise and then week 14, blase, blase, blah. Erik, I think you started the last one. John, hit it.
Yeah, John, I want you to go first, but we're more positive than you. You're like thinking we're in the playoffs every single year, but go on, John.
Have you heard
weird.
My tune real quick, John? Have you heard my tune? I'm like 4-win Cleveland Browns right now over here is where I'm at. So very normally I'm like, yeah, Super Bowl, Super Browns or Super Browns, Super Bowl, whatever. I'm just not feeling it this year, man. But go ahead, John.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. I'm looking forward to seeing 18 different quarterbacks compete for the role. It's nice to have some people who might have some talent, who have some experience. They'll all be better than our quarterback room last year. That's one thing I'm looking for. I'm really excited to see the running backs, 2 rookies that we drafted, especially with Quinshon being an Ohio State kid. Thunder and Lightning. It's something that I think was overdue. I think we saw the writing on the wall last year and just chose to ignore the fact that Nip Chug was so banged up. But overall, this is kind of silly season. I got to be honest. Talking football to me in this time of the year in May. First of all, you know what the schedule is every single year because you play a couple divisions in this AFC, you play a division in the NFC, you play your division rivals in your own division. What order it comes in doesn't matter to me. And yeah, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to have one of the top 5, 7, 10 hardest schedules in the NFL every year because no matter who you play, you got Cincinnati twice, Pittsburgh twice, and Baltimore twice, and we're in a tough division. That said, I won't be all like, who cares? The NFL is just trying to sap more money out of us and putting stuff on TV. It is fun to see, around holidays and New Year's and Christmas and stuff, what's going on, Thanksgiving games, who's got Monday night, Sunday night. I would say Thursday night, but I think that's losing its luster a little bit. When are we going to London? So there is some fun stuff around the schedule, even though I don't think it materially changes what we're going to do. But I don't know, Noah, if you got the Browns winning 4 games next year, then I suppose you were accurate in saying I'm more optimistic. I think they could get to 6. But who the hell knows? If Shador comes out and plays like a stud or Joe Flacco is still in the fountain of youth and flourishes in Stefanski's offense, we could go on a run. It's hard to say. Like you said, it's way too early.
Erik, what are you thinking, man?
Well, here are my predictions for the season. First of all, I'll go with the craziest one. I think we're going to have a winning record. I know. I guess I'm switching places with Noah. John, feel free to call me out come February or January or November when it's already
September.
An impossibility.
Yeah, well, we're 0-4 to start the year. Yeah, go for it. That's all right, though.
Feel free. I'm not going to put dumplings on the line. But our biggest question mark going into last year was quarterback. And I'm not saying we solved that question mark, but what I am saying is that it feels better. It feels lighter. We don't have the albatross that is Deshaun Watson hanging over our heads both on and off the field this year. Whether or not that results in more wins, I don't know, but right now I'm predicting it as more wins. Part of that, what's going to help, as you mentioned, 2 new running backs, a new tight end, some guys on defense, a particular guy returning as well. My other prediction, though, and I think Noah and I have talked about this and we both agree, I don't think they're done. I think they're going to get some type of receiver playmaker, whether that be through trade. Well, I guess it would have to be. I predict that. I'm glad it wasn't Pittsburgh's guy that went to Dallas because he's a head case, and they wouldn't have dealt with us anyway. But I don't know. I don't know why I feel good. Strength of schedule's not great. The division's going to be tough, but we seem to be in a better place than Pittsburgh right now, dare I say.
Yeah, so I agree with that. I was going to throw some Pittsburgh shade when I got on here. After trading Pickens, they really only have DK. Their quarterback situation is god-awful. I know you guys are high on Will Howard. I don't think Will Howard is going to be an NFL quarterback. I've always said that. I'm going to take this a different route instead of going like record predictions and thinking all positive. I'm going to focus on quarterback for a second. Joe Flacco is going to start the year. Kenny Pickett's going to get traded, I think, to a team that either wants a backup or needs a guy to spot start because someone got hurt. And I think that is the battle one. I think after taking 2 rookie quarterbacks, both of them are going to make the roster because they want to see what they got going on with them. That being said, I know they put out they put out the tape of Shador, the call, and it was a good call. It wasn't, overhyped to them being sad and doing the clap in the camera like it was on the TV stream. I still think that they love Dylan Gabriel. So I think we're going to see a little bit of Dylan Gabriel before we see a little bit of Shador Sanders, and the fan base is going to be pissed. That being said, I think Mason Graham is going to be an absolute animal. Same thing with Carson. I can't remember his last name. The UCLA running Schlesinger. Yes, there we go. I think he's going to be fantastic. And I also am looking forward to little Quinshon Judkins looking like prime Kareem Hunt. And I mean prime Kareem Hunt, not Kareem Hunt as the second fiddle back in the Browns. I'm talking Kareem Hunt when he burst into the scene for the Kansas City Chiefs. Similar run style, similar type of play. I'm really excited to see that. Record-wise,
on the field and not off the field.
Right. Well, he has no issues. I know you're saying that because of the Kareem comparison.
Comparison. Yeah. Since I interrupted you, I'll also say, just for the record, I'm not big on Will Howard either. I don't know where we got that one from.
I will say I like that. I know we're getting off track, but I like that as soon as he was drafted, that like Sunday he called and asked for their playbook. I mean, the kid's willing to put the work in. That's fantastic, in my opinion.
You know what? I know another kid that's willing to put the work in because he got drafted in day 3 as well. And he was seen in a gym on Monday working out. And then he went to speak to some students to work and then work out on a field. He was at a high school football workout today to talk to the students and work out with them. And I just think he's more talented front to back. And he goes by the name of Shador Sanders.
Number 12.
Number 12, Shador Sanders, 12 gauge.
Got to get you. No, you cannot use 12 gauge.
I know. I did it to piss you off. Do you guys think we'll see Shador on the field this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys think we'll see Dylan Gabriel on the field this year?
Yes.
Yes.
I think we'll see all 4 at some point.
Agreed.
Do you think we'll see Kenny Pickett on the field this year?
Yes.
Caveat on that, if he makes the roster.
No. That's part of the answer. Do you think he makes the roster? Do you think he gets cut?
Yeah, he'll be the number 2 quarterback. I think
they're not keeping 4 quarterbacks on this roster.
I think
one of the veterans got to go.
One will go to the practice squad.
They'll get scooped up.
You got to clear waiver.
That won't happen.
We'll see what happens.
If you put Kenny Pickett on waivers, he's not going to clear it to make it to a practice squad. There's too many teams.
All four of them. None of them are going to clear waivers if they go to the practice squad, whether it be Flacco, Pickett, Sanders, or Gabriel.
Well,
Agreed.
only
So I
one
would
of them
say
is
that
well, two of them are Super Bowl champions, but
I think
I don't
Pickett's the
know.
odd man out. If you say, will we see these guys? I'll change my answer to Kenny Pickett to no.
hold on. Let me ask you this, because I know it seems crazy to sign or to have all four on your roster. You're giving up a roster spot. But with the caveat being, we know week 3, week 4, teams need a quarterback. They go shopping, and you can get a lot for a guy like Kenny Pickett. Why not
We're
take that
talking about a
gamble?
team that doesn't even like to roster 3 quarterbacks.
I know, but
Like
I think it's worth the gamble.
during the Baker Mayfield time period and even the Deshaun Watson time period when they thought he was going to be healthy, they didn't like to roster more than 2 quarterbacks. To say they're going to double that and waste a roster spot when they're also going to have 3 running backs and they're also have all this depth at O-line that they signed in case of injury, it's just not going to happen.
And I would also
How-
challenge just the last piece. When you said get a lot for having a quarterback, you're not going to get a lot for Kenny Pickett, no matter how desperate people are if he hasn't played.
Yeah, you're talking a 5th round pick, a 4th round pick, maybe what we paid for him.
Yeah. If you were talking about it like, man, Shador looks like crap, but let's keep him on the roster because you might be able to get something for him. Different conversation slightly, but Kenny Pickett won't command a high value on the open market, no matter who gets desperate for a quarterback.
I'd be shocked
Tim
if
Lyons
Sanders is
says,
cut.
I was going to say
he
Tim
won't.
Lyons said,
Oh, no. Sorry, go ahead, Noah.
thank you. Tim Lyons said Pickett or Sanders will be cut. Sanders is not going to be cut because of one thing, the dollar. Because he is the highest selling rookie jersey on the team shop right now. There's no way Sanders gets cut, even if it gets to that point, in my opinion.
And to be clear,
unless
that's not
he's
highest
trash.
I don't even think Haslam would let it happen then because it's printing money. They let Johnny Manziel run around on the field.
Johnny Manziel had wins. There's a difference. I mean, he wasn't the greatest quarterback ever, but he
What
was
wins?
exciting to watch.
You're talking about college?
He didn't go 0-16 for us.
I'm looking that up right now.
I don't know.
Regardless,
he won some games, didn't he?
I think he won
a game, but to make the argument that Shador doesn't have wins and Johnny Manziel did, if Manziel had 2, is kind of crazy.
He had 3.
Yeah, I was like,
3 wins.
Right.
Again,
okay.
Yeah, it was
great
great against Alabama. I'm like,
you're also comparing
3-11.
You're also comparing a guy that was partying in Vegas on a Saturday and showing up to the stadium late on Sunday versus a kid who just wants to play football and has already started talking at high schools and all of that.
You're putting way too much emphasis on the high
I don't
school
care. I
speaking
love it.
circuit.
The community
I
matters.
I mean, I love it, but
involvement
you're putting
matters.
too much.
I will say too, just for clarity for people listening, when he said it's the number 1 selling rookie jersey in the team shop, we don't mean for the Browns. We mean in the National Football League.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did you mean that?
Yeah,
it's the number 1 rookie jersey.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why I don't think they're going to cut him, even if he sucks. I agree with Noah.
Travis Hunter,
Anyway.
followed by Cam Ward and Shador Sanders.
It was Shador as of last week.
Yeah, I was
so it
gonna
might
say
have
that-
flipped again now.
Yeah.
Shador is 3rd, according to CBS Sports. Noah,
As
get
of
your
when?
order in. You're letting him slip.
Oh, I'm not ordering it yet because I don't think he's going to keep 12.
As of May 2nd.
May 2nd.
At
Okay.
5:40
So that's
PM.
newer than the last time I checked it. Anyway, gentlemen, any other outlandish, big brain, reaching theories without even knowing a schedule right now? I love that we got to talk a little bit of Cleveland Browns. I feel like we've treated them like the plague after our 4-hour show, trying to stay far, far away from them.
Expectations are so low. I just feel like we're going to surpass them a little bit. I think it was CBS Sports, or maybe it was Sports Illustrated, I think, that did a way too early mock draft for next year. And they had us picking number 1, which obviously means we had the worst record. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think both ourselves and Jacksonville, they could be 9-win teams. But I'm a realist, and I can also see it going the other way. I could see us being in week 4 or 5 going, well, this is dumb. Let's play our rookie and just see what happens. But what surprises me the most is not is not what we think the Browns can be. It's actually Noah's pessimistic take. The guy that has backed Coach Stefanski through everything. Speaking of being in the Bible, Coach Stefanski's right there in Genesis for Noah. And I'm just, that's called a callback. I'm surprised at how negative your take is, honestly.
I never officially gave my record prediction though.
Oh,
That's 7-10.
You said 4 wins a couple times. I thought that was you letting us know.
No, I got them at 7-10. I think the defense is going to be way too talented for them to win similarly to what they had last time. I think it's like 7-10. I don't think they're going to have a winning record. I think it's going to be an improvement from last year. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with the Shador and Dylan Gabriel and quarterback thing and not having expectations for the first time in a while. Like, I'm excited for this season in that regard, but to have anything that is super high, a winning record to me is asinine.
John, since he gave his, what's your record prediction?
The way too early caveat means we can change this many times before the season actually starts.
I agree.
Based on everything that I know today, I don't see us winning 9 games, Eric. I don't see us winning 7 games. No, I got them at 5 or 6 wins, which is still a marked improvement over last year. Again, I guess 6 and 7 isn't that far off, so it's not like we're wildly different, but I don't know,
if
man.
6 were your over under, would you bet dumplings on you take the under of 6, I take the over of 6?
If I hit 6, I win. So you'd have to get 7. Yes, I would take it.
No, 6 is the over under. I need 7, you need 5. 6
and it just washes at 6.
Yeah, we wash at 6.
No, if I say I think the Browns will win 6 and they hit exactly 6, to me that should win a bet, not lose it.
Or tie it.
We're saying
put the money where your mouth
under,
is.
though.
Put the money where your mouth is.
Do you not get how an over under works?
I do. So put it at 6.5 and take the over.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, it makes a difference. There's only 17 games in the season. You can't just get half a game on an over under.
All right, one order of dumplings. I'm taking over 6.5. You're taking under.
You said, would you put?
You just
Why
put
are
it
you
at
thinking about it?
6.5.
This is the exact bet you wanted. Just say yes.
I agree. You want to put it at 7 now? Like, what are you doing now?
You said, if we did this, would you do this? I just got done saying it's way too early. I don't want to bet.
I know this is
Browns
the way
record.
too early dumpling bet. I'm taking over 6.5 wins on the season. This is what makes it fun.
Sure.
It's early.
All right. Yes.
All right. Shake, shake, shake.